Fuck. Hopefully you can now hear me. Hello, everybody. Sorry I'm a bit late. I just had one of those moments where you get woken up at 10 to 8 going, are you singing tonight? Which is not generally recommended for one's peace of mind. Oh, come on. Or general sanguineness. Come on. Right, well, in that case, let me just try a thing. Is that work? Yes, that works. Hurrah! Now let's try another thing. Let's see, is this working? I think it is. Holy shit. Ha! Yeah, I think Marion, if Marion tries reloading, hopefully that will be good. Trapped. Hi, Roya. Thanks. I'm glad you did. Sorry about this. I'm just annoyingly unawake and slightly running behind times. Come one and all, let us be jolly, drive away all melancholy, for to grieve it is a folly. When we're met together, let union be in all our hearts. Let all our hearts be joined as one. We'll end the day as we begun. We'll end it all in pleasure. Rack follow roller roll to relido. Rack follow roller roller to relido. Rack follow roller roller to relido. When we're met together, King Solomon in all his glory tells each wife a different story. In our cups, well, that's pretty despicable still. When we're met together, let union be in all our hearts. Let all our hearts be joined as one. We'll end the day as we begun. We'll end it all in pleasure. Rack follow roller roll to relido. Rack follow roller roller to relido. Rack follow roller roller to relido. When we're met together, eating and drinking, they're so charming. Piping and smoking, there's no harm in. All these things we'll take delight in. When we're met together, let union be in all our hearts. Let all our hearts be joined as one. We'll end the day as we begun. We'll end it all in pleasure. Rack, falla, rolla, roll, to-a-lido. Rack, falla, rolla, rolla, to-a-lido. Rack, falla, rolla, rolla, to-a-lido. Met together, cease your quarrelling and fighting, evil speaking and backbiting. All these things take no delight in. Oh, when we're met together, let union be in all our hearts. Let all our hearts be joined as one. We'll end the day as we begun. We'll end it all in pleasure. Rack, falla, rolla, roll, to-a-lido. Rack, falla, rolla, rolla, to-a-lido. Rack, falla, rolla, rolla, to-a-lido. Oh, when we're met together, grab the bottle as it passes. Do not fail to fill your glasses. Water drinkers are universally excellent people. Oh, when we're met together, let union be in all our hearts. Let all our hearts be joined as one. We'll end the day as we begun. We'll end it all in pleasure. Rack, falla, rolla, roll, to-a-lido. Rack, falla, rolla, rolla, to-a-lido. Rack, falla, rolla, rolla, to-a-lido. Oh, when we're met together, let union be in all our hearts. Let all our hearts be joined as one. We'll end the day as we begun. We'll end it all in pleasure. Rack, falla, rolla, roll, to-a-lido. Rack, falla, rolla, rolla, to-a-lido. Rack, falla, rolla, rolla, to-a-lido. Oh, when we're met together. Oh, when we're met together. It worked! Hurrah! Let joy be unconfined. I actually remember to go through and do some little last bits of checking on things before I started singing, and what do you know? It seems to have paid. At least I hope it's paid off. Of course, what's going to happen now is the next song is it's going to get all the buzzers and the annoyance that we've had before. Dave Jacoby, good to see you as well. Good to see Zap, Chastity. Who else have I seen in here? Nitronomicon, excellent. And welcome aboard, Royal. You're more than welcome to join. Yes. At 10 to 8, Jill woke me up and said, because I'd just fallen asleep on the sofa, and said, "Are you doing your music thing tonight?" Thankfully, all the lights and stuff are all permanently set up, so it was slightly less panicky than it could have been. But that's why we started ever so slightly late. It wasn't my usual panic of, oh God, nothing works. It was more the panic of, oh God, I'm not awake yet. Yeah, Chastity is, for those who don't know, Chastity is away down in Canberra, in Australia, and right now there's 13 hours of time difference or something, which means she's waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning or something obscene to join in. And every time I see her smiling name on the chat list, I am just delighted. What to sing? There were a few things flitted through my head earlier today that I've not sung in a while that I ought to sing, and a few that I haven't sung on stream in a proper age. Some bright morning when this life is over, I'll fly away to a land on God's celestial shore. I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory, I'll fly away. When I die, hallelujah, by and by, I'll fly away. Just a few more weary miles and then I'll fly away. To a land where joys will never end, I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory, I'll fly away in the morning when I die, hallelujah, by and by, I'll fly away. Oh, how glad and happy when we meet, I'll fly away. No more cold iron shackles round my feet, I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory, I'll fly away in the morning when I die, hallelujah, by and by, I'll fly away. Like a bird from these prison walls I'll fly away. Something that rhymes with fly, I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory, I'll fly away in the morning when I die, hallelujah, by and by, I'll fly away. Just a few more weary miles and then... Hang on, what is the first verse? Some bright morning when this life is over, I'll fly away to a land where joys will never end. I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory, I'll fly away in the morning when I die, hallelujah, by and by, I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory, I'll fly away in the morning when I die, hallelujah, by and by, I'll fly away. I'll fly away. Should probably learn that better. So yes, this is, I think I need to remind myself of exactly who's coming up, but this is my last solo spot, I think, for a while. We've got the ever splendid Chantal Smith coming on as a guest next week. And if I just look at my diary, it will tell me who else we've got. I got a diary here somewhere, as long as I know where I put it. Chantal Smith next week. Russ Chandler the week after. I think it's just me on the 23rd, and then on the 30th we've got Emily Eastwood, the person I sing harmony live with, coming on. So that's Oh, atheists do have songs, David. We just nick them from the Christians, at least when it comes to that kind of song. So yeah, we've Emily's back in Sheffield And that means that we are getting together and practicing again, and we're hoping to be looking out for gigs and stuff. Next festival season is the plan, and yeah, we're sounding. Though I say so myself as shouldn't, we're sounding really good together. We've got the beginnings of a decent set list together, and yeah, and her boyfriend is lovely, so we all approve of that. And she's just got a shiny new job that's making her very excited, and it all seems to be going surprisingly well. Which touch keyboard, which is made of wood, so that's all right. So that's that. Another little bit of let's just point at this early on here. If you're enjoying this and you feel like chucking some money in the hat, and you can afford to chuck some money in the hat, it's quite important, that bit. Then this is the link to follow. And excellent jobs, lovely boyfriends, fantastic music, and general happiness. Absolutely. Now, one of the songs we are working on is a parody of a well-known popular chorus song that subverts it and is in fact about Cthulhu, the elder god who, in his house in Brillier, sleeps and dreams, and one day when the stars come right, he will rise. And anyway, this song that I'm not going to sing for you now was the thing we were working on. And I was also suggesting another song that might work quite well as another Atheist Ain't Got No Songs song. And then a verse flitted into me head, as verses are wont to do. My Lord, he sleeps beneath the sea. Let the madness of Cthulhu consume me. But though he's dead, yet still he dreams. Let the madness of Cthulhu consume me. Oh, let the madness of Cthulhu consume me. Let the madness of Cthulhu consume me. The cultists inscribe the elder sign. Let the madness of Cthulhu consume me. He hasn't risen yet, but he might this time. Let the madness of Cthulhu consume me. Oh, let it consume. Let the madness of Cthulhu consume me. Oh, let the madness of Cthulhu consume me. One of these days when the stars come right, let the madness of Cthulhu consume me. He will arise and he'll bring the night. Let the madness of Cthulhu consume me. Oh, 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 there you go, a world premiere. What did I just press? A world premiere, which I've neglected to So there you go, a parody of Let the Light from the Lighthouse Shine on Me, but actually about the madness of Cthulhu consuming me. The plan is, once I've worked out how to do it, is to have, by the time I'm going through that final chorus, I'm going to have loads and loads of radical effects happening that just pull it all apart and make it sound completely consumed by eldritch horror. That's the plan. Who knows if that means I've got to work out how to make it sound like it's being consumed by eldritch horror. But That'll be easy, won't it? What could possibly go wrong? I just need to do... Thank you very much. Someone's just chucked 10 quid in the hatch. You're very kind. I need to fiddle with the thing so I can continue to see you while I'm showing you that. And to do that, I need to... That. Right. You can go away again now. I mean, I think it is quite easy. I've got slicer effects and stuff like that will start scattering the audio all over the shop and all sorts of stuff like that. And indeed, all I just have to do is fuck up the timing again, like I did there. Easy peasy. I'm live on Twitch. As far as I'm aware, I'm not live on Twitch, Solomon. I wonder what might have done that. Because I'm only streaming to YouTube. Obviously, the madness of Cthulhu has infected my thing. Thanks, Marion. Yay, yay! Cthulhu for... I've got to work out what. If I work out what rhymes with Fataran, then yay, yay, Cthulhu Fataran, let the madness of Cthulhu consume me. Yay, 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 Fataran, let the madness of Cthulhu consume me. Oh, right. Hold on a moment. I can probably prevent... oh, yes. Yep. I think I know. I pressed a silly button that I shouldn't have pressed. Thank you. That explains what's going on. Stop streaming. Yeah, OBS went live. Probably not ideal. Yep, thanks. Yep, I understand what happened now. Yeah, I accidentally pressed the "Hey, OBS, you're running, go live" button, which I really ought to remove. Hang on a minute. Let me just If I get that button there and select that button and delete it, then I can never accidentally press it again. Yeah, absolutely. In case I need it in the future, and you know, one day I will be playing Dwarf Fortress on Twitch again, I'm sure. But today is not that day. Highly recommended Dwarf Fortress, very fine game. Today is not that day. Anyway, I'm no longer streaming on Twitch. Oh, sorry, still in that not quite fully awake state of mind that you sometimes get when you're not quite fully awake. And nothing wrong with Milton Keynes. That, anyway, no, it's a fine town. No, it's way past harvest time, souls still toil and wagons rattle, corn still stands in rank and line and defies us all. We can see it in our past, blood will out and join the battle. Though we work in different ways, we're bringing in the sheaves, bringing bringing in the sheaves, we're bringing in the sheaves. Though we work in different ways, we're bringing in the sheaves. Though we started from the land, some do choose to roam abroad. The hand on the gliding plough is not for everyone. Changing seasons help us see that those who hear a different drummer, though not in one harmony, are bringing in the sheaves. Bringing in the sheaves, we're bringing in the sheaves. Though not in one harmony, we're bringing in the sheaves. I ought to remember that you can't quite do the straight overdub thing with this. What lay dormant in the soil is wakened by the kiss of summer, so the fruits of yesteryear become the year's new corn. Every stem has at its core part of those who went before. In turn they will be kept in store by bringing in the sheaves. Bringing in the sheaves, by bringing in the sheaves. In turn they will be kept in store by bringing in the sheaves. In conclusion, bear in mind what example has begun. What you do today in kind has power for everyone. True strong aims will pass along to our daughters and our sons, so may they in years to come be bringing in the sheaves. Bringing in the sheaves, be bringing in the sheaves. So may they in years to come be bringing in the sheaves. Bringing in the sheaves, be bringing in the sheaves. So may they in years to come be bringing in the sheaves. Oh, sorry about that. Just having a moment there. Go on, turn off. I need you to reboot. Not the one I'm running from, thank God. Sorry about this. Just farting about with technology. You know, like you do. Hi JT, welcome aboard. that bright land to which I go. I'm going there to see my father. I'm going there no more to roam. I am just going over Jordan. I'm only going over. And no dark clouds will gather on me. I know my way is rough and steep. You just feels like just before me, where God's redeemed, where angels call. I'm going there to meet my mother. She said she'll meet me when I call. I am just going where I'm calling. I'm only going where I'm calling. I want to wear that crown of glory when I come home, when that bright light. I want to shout salvation's calling in concert with that blood-washed kind. I'm going there to meet my Savior, to sing His praise forevermore. I'm I am just going. I'm only going where I'm going. I'm going there to meet my Savior, to sing His praise forevermore. I am just going over Jordan. I'm only going where I'm going. 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 I'm only going over home. In the modern world, it may be okay to have a river streaming into your home. Oh, God, yes, it's the cricket, isn't it? It's Ashes this season, isn't it? How are we doing? Thank you. Thanks, Roya. I'm getting sharper with it, although today, not so much. Durham versus Lancashire, right. But I vaguely recall it's a big season this year, isn't it? My sports ball knowledge is not of the best. Oh, that's why. Work. We know that it matters if it doesn't. It just makes it live. Yeah, fly fisherman. I like that. And now I've got a bunch of river songs nagging around in my head, none of which I actually know well enough to sing, so I won't be singing them. Will I do it? No, I don't know any of them well enough to sing, so I won't. At least not until I've had a sneaky look up of them on the internet and can give myself the karaoke bit. Oh, this is nearly a river song. When Julius Fabricius, prefect of the Weald, in the days of Diocletian, owned our lower river field, he called to him Hobden of the old and altered clay, saying, "What about that river bit for laying into hay?" And that aged Hobden answered, "I remember as a lad, my father told your father that you wanted draining bad, and the more that you neglect her, the less you'll get her clean. Have it just as you've a mind to, but if I was you, I'd drain." So they drained it long and crossways in the lavish Roman style. Still today among the river drift we find their ancient tile, and in droughty middle August when the bones of meadows show, we can trace the line they followed 1800 years ago. And Julius Fabricius died, as even prefects do, and after certain centuries imperial Rome died true. Then did robbers enter Britain from across the northern main, and our lower river field was won by Ogier the Dane. Well could Ogier work his warboat, well could Ogier wield his brand. Much he knew of foaming waters, not so much of farming land. So we called to him Hobden of the old and altered blood, saying, "What about that river bit? She doesn't look no good." And that aged Hobden answered, "'Tain't for me to interfere." No, yes, but I known that bit of meadow now for 55 year. Have it just as you've a mind to, but I've proved it time on time. If you want to change her nature, you have got to give her line. Ogier sent his wains till he was 30 hours solemn walk, and drew back great abundance of the cool grey healing chalk. And old Hobden spread it broadcast, never heeding what was in't, which is why in cleaning ditches now and then we find a flint. Ogier died, his sons grew English, Anglo-Saxon was their name, till out of blossom Normandy another pirate came, when Duke William conquered England and divided with his men. Our lower river field he gave to William of Warren, but the brook, you know her habit, rose one rainy autumn night and tore down sodden flitches of the banks to left and right. So says William to his bailiff as they rode their dripping round, "Hob, what about that river bit? The brook's got up no bound." And that aged Hobden answered, "'Tain't for me to no, 'tain't my business to advise, but you might have known 'twould happen from the way the valley lies. Where you can't hold back the water, you must try and save the soil. Have it just as you've a mind to, but if I was you, I'd spile." So they spiled along the watercourse with trunks of willow trees, backed with planks of elm behind 'em, and immortal oaken knees. And when the spades of autumn whirl the gravel beds away, still we find their faithful fragments, iron hard in iron clay. George I, Quint I, Anno Sexto I, who own the river field, am fortified with title deeds attested, signed and sealed, guaranteeing me my assigns, my executors and heirs, all sorts of powers and profits, which are neither mine nor theirs. I have right of chase and warren, as my dignity requires. I can fish, but Hobden tickles. I can shoot, but Hobden wires. I repair, but he reopens certain gaps, which men allege have been used by every Hobden since a Hobden swapped a hedge. Should I dog his morning progress o'er the track betraying dew, demand the dinner basket into which my pheasant flew, confiscate the evening faggot under which my conies ran, and summons him to judgment, I would sooner summons Pan, for his dead are in the churchyard, 30 generations laid. His name was old in history when Doomsday Book was made, and the passion and the piety and prowess of his line were seeded, rooted, fruited in some land the law calls mine. Oh, what about the law calls mine? Not for any beast that burrow, nor for any birds that fly, would I lose his large sound counsel or his keen amending eye. He is bailiff, woodman, wheelwright, field surveyor, engineer, and if flagrantly a poacher, ta'in't for me to interfere. Oh, but what about that river bit? I turn to him again, with Fabricius and Ogia and William of Warren. Have it just as you've a mind to, but... And here he takes command, for whoever pays the taxes, old Mus Hobden owns the land. That's The Land by Rudyard Kipling and a tune by Peter Bellamy. Must have been a while since I sung it, because it's all a bit rusty. Still, mostly got through it, didn't I? Don't know that. Rolling, strolling around these hills, I must get some rest. This river never will. Rolling, strolling to Cairo town. Just give me time to lay me down. Another one, great chorus. Don't know the words. So many great choruses. So many great river choruses. Oh, Shenandoah, I long to see you. Away, you rolling river. Oh, Shenandoah, I long to see you. Far away, I'm bound to go across the wide Missouri. Oh, Shenandoah, I love your daughter. Away, you rolling river. Oh, Shenandoah, I love your daughter. Far away, I'm bound to go across the wide Missouri. Turns out that's all I know. No more are leaping to mind. And lots of choruses, as I say, lots of choruses, not so many actual full songs. One of the great perils of being in sessions and hearing songs is you end up learning lots and lots of choruses. And lots and lots of songs that you think you ought to learn at some point, and then never get around to learning, and then find yourself dragging half of the song out on something like this because it fits a vague theme that might possibly develop if you knew enough, if you but knew enough songs. Up from the town and through the arch of whalebone and out on the cliff tops where North Sea breezes blow, see the happy crowds and all the merry makers going homeward from the late night show. Well, I stopped in for a while at a noisy music session. I bought a pint at Tetley's and I found a place to stand. It's then I saw a stranger sitting in a black depression with a lukewarm half a lager in his hand. Well, I never liked to see me fellow creature hurting, so I sat down right down beside him. I asked him how things stood. Imagine my surprise when I saw his formal shirting and his padded face and eyes as red as blood. Well, he wants to see the dancing and to hear the music play, so the vampire come to Whitby on his summer holiday. A century ago I come from Transylvania, had such a lovely time, the vacation of my life, and if things had ended up different, I might have wound up staying here and settled down and found myself a wife. Well, then I had this daft idea that I'd lock up Castle Dracula, I'd catch a Transalbino and go out on the road. And though I must admit your scenery's spectacular, I've come to wish I never had left home. When he wants to see the dancing and to hear the music play, so the vampire come to Whitby on his summer holiday. You're safe from me because you're drinking Tetley's holy water, and the band's been eating garlic, it puts them all to rights, and I haven't found a virgin that I've half a mind to slaughter, though I've been out on the pull these last 3 nights. And I've wandered up and down from Ravenscar to Redcar, I've flitted o'er the moorlands and I've been to Boggle Hole. I've taken lots of pictures, I've written loads of postcards, and I'm nothing but a lonely, restless soul. Well, he wants to see the dancing and to hear the music play, so the vampire come to Whitby on his summer holiday. You're with musicians, friend, there's no need to feel lonely. Just grab a penny whistle, join in the tunes we play. Will you kind to make the offer, lad? And he shook his head, it's only that for whistle playing me fangs get in the way. Well, then why not borrow my guitar's me very next suggestion. I got fingernails as long as claws, I couldn't do it, man. And all at once it hit me, the answer to me question, and I reached across and gave him a baran. When he wants to see the dancing and to hear the music play, so the vampire come to Whitby on his summer holiday. Well, he took to it at once the way a vulture takes to liver, and he latched on to the beater and he banged with might and main. The way he thumped and pummeled was enough to make you shiver, and he shouted for the tunes to start again. The roos and rakes of mallow horses brawl and drops of brandy, the ace and deuce of pipering once Megan's silver spear, oh Carolyn's farewell planks to Erwin Mason's apron, and he never stopped till dawn was drawing near. When he wants to see the dancing and to hear the music play, so the vampire come to Whitby on his summer holiday. Well, the landlord rubbed his eyes and he said, now friends, I'm certain I really must be closing, for the pumps have all run dry. And he strode across the barroom and he pulled back every curtain, and we squinted at the early morning sky. And in that sudden sunshine the silence fell like thunder as the beater ceased its rattle and the goatskin drum fell still. We looked to see what happened, and we gazed in sudden wonder at the smoking ashes on the windowsill. When he wants to see the dancing and to hear the music play, so the vampire come to Whitby on his summer holiday. So when it's dark outside and you wish that you were safer, for comfort and security obey one simple plan. Forget about your crucifix, abjure your holy wafer, and to ward off vampires, carry a baran. When he wants to see the dancing and to hear the music play, so the vampire come to Whitby on his summer holiday. For the non-folkies in the audience, or indeed the non-Dracula fans in the audience, Dracula first arrives in Whitby in the novel in sort of early August. And early August now is the first week in August is the week of the Whitby Folk Festival. Do I mean the first week in August, or is it the last week in August? It's the last week in August. Anyway, it turns out the Dracula in the novel arrived during Whitby Folk Week. And my mate Chris Manners went, ooh, and being the songwriter he is, that ooh turned into that song. A tipper steak. Yeah, that'd be a good idea, wouldn't it? Yeah. Emily's in the process of learning that song. So, yeah, there'll be harmonies at some point. It's a lot of words in it. It's a lot of words. We're probably in that situation where we're going to be great. We're going to have the words. She's going to be fine. And then we're going to spend for bloody ever getting our phrasing and timing tight enough that we don't sound as if one of us hasn't learned the words. Do you know what I mean? That's one of the things that hopefully, actually, one of the things that using Loop has done is made me much better at repeatability of phrasing. Because if I don't repeat phrasing right every time, then the loops sound like shit. So, yeah, that's by Chris Manners Royer. If you seek him out, I'm not sure he's on. Don't think he's on YouTube, but I think he is on Spotify. Is the name to look out for. I hope you've all had a most excellent week. I'm just going to go and top my water up. I will not be long. Oh, be the lady who will be the Lord when we are ruled by the love of one another. Oh, be the lady who will be the Lord in the light that is coming in the morning. Sing John Bull and tell it to 'em all. Long live the day that is dawning. For I'll crow like a cock, I'll carol like a lark in the light that is coming in the morning. Eve is the lady, Adam is the Lord, when we are ruled by the love of one another. Eve is the lady, Adam is the Lord, in the light that is coming in the morning. Sing John Bull and tell it to them all. Long live the day that is dawning. For I'll crow like a cock, I'll carol like a lark in the light that is coming in the morning. Labour and spin for fellowship, I say. Labour and spin for the love of one another. Labour and spin for fellowship, I say. In the light that is coming in the morning. Sing John Bull and tell it to them all. Long live the day that is dawning. For I'll crow like a cock, I'll carol like a lark in the light that is coming in the morning. All shall be ruled by labour and spin for fellowship, I say. Labour and spin for the love of one another. Labour and spin for fellowship, I say. In the light that is coming in the morning. Sing John Bull and tell it to them all. Long live the day that is dawning. For I'll crow like a cock, I'll carol like a lark in the light that is coming in the morning. Sing John Bull and tell it to them all. Long live the day that is dawning. For I'll crow like a cock, I'll carol like a lark in the light that is coming in the morning. In the light that is coming in the morning. Cock! McIntyre! That's a hymn by Sidney Carter, the sort of fairly nonconformist English hymn writer, who also wrote "Dance then, wherever you may be. I am the Lord of the dance," said he, "and I'll lead you all. Wherever you may be, I will lead you all in the dance," said he, which is probably his greatest hit that if you're of my generation, you end up learning in school. Oh dear, Solomon, that's not great. Get yourself sung in and it'll be fine. She went down last October in the pouring, driving rain. The skipper, he'd been drinking and the mate, he felt no pain. Too close to 3 Mile Rock and she was dealt a mortal blow, and the Mary Ellen Carter settled low. There was just us 5 aboard her when she finally was awash. We worked like hell to save her, all heedless of the cost, and the groan she gave as she went down caused us to proclaim that the Mary Ellen Carter'd rise again, rise again, rise again, that her name not be lost to the knowledge of men, and those who loved her best and who were with her to the end will see the Mary Ellen Carter rise again. Well, the owners wrote her off, not a nickel would they spend. She gave 20 years of service, boys, then met a sorry end, but insurance paid the loss to us, so let her rest below. And they laughed at us and said we had to go, but we talked of her all winter, some days around the clock, for she's worth $250,000 afloat and at the dock, and with every jar that hit the bar we swore we would remain and make the Mary Ellen Carter rise again, rise again, rise again, that her name not be lost to the knowledge of men, and those who loved her best and who were with her to the end will see the Mary Ellen Carter rise again. Well, we couldn't leave her there, you see, to crumble into scale. No, hang on. Oh, Lord, what happened? We've already done every jar that hit the bar. All spring now we've been with her on a barge lent by a friend, 3 times a day in a hard hat suit and twice I've had the bends. Thank God it's only 60 feet and the currents here are slow, or I'd never have the strength to go below. But we've patched her rents, stopped her vent, stopped hatch and porthole down, put cables to her fore and aft and girded her around. Tomorrow noon we hit the air and then take up the strain and make the Mary Ellen Carter rise again, rise again, rise again, that her name not be lost to the knowledge of men, and those who loved her best and who were with her to the end will see the Mary Ellen Carter rise again. For we couldn't leave her there, you see, to crumble into scale. She'd saved our lives so many times living through the gale, and the laughing drunken rats who left her to a sorry grave, they won't be laughing in another day. And you to whom adversity has dealt the final blow, with smiling bastards lying to you everywhere you go, turn to and put out all your strength of arm and heart and brain, and like the Mary Ellen Carter rise again, rise again, rise again, though your heart it be broken and life about to end. No matter what you've lost, me here to home, a lover, friend, like the Mary Ellen Carter rise again, rise again, rise again, that her name not be lost to the knowledge of men, and those who loved her best and who were with her to the end will see the Mary Ellen Carter rise again, rise again, rise again, that her name not be lost to the knowledge of men, and those who loved her best and who were with her to the end will see the Mary Ellen Carter rise again. Oh, couldn't resist that extra repeat. Let me just. Oh God, bad cold. No fun, Solomon. It's like, oh, good grief! Yikes! Yeah, don't try and sing through the pain. It's definitely not good. As for the looper, I started off just because I started these streams sort of shortly after COVID hit, and before that, I'd been singing harmonies in sessions and with Emily Eastwood, and we were working up to getting gigs, and then COVID hit, and then she got a boyfriend, and then it all got confused. And so when COVID first hit, and I was streaming these, I was streaming without being able to do harmonies. And very quickly, I worked out how to use Logic Pro, which is the digital audio workstation that I use on the Mac, to do sort of live sound, and allowed me to multi-track. So things like the Mary Ellen Carter, where all I'm concerned with is just that one, is just the chorus overdubs for harmonies. I could do that, and I could drive that with a surface control surface. And then I got a piece of software called Augustus Loop, which was a looper that worked within Logic, and I used that for stuff like Come with me. No, I used that for things like Poor Wayfaring Stranger, because that had a tape delay style loop that I could use. And then I tried using Loopy HD, which was the predecessor of Loopy, that was sort of quite limited in what it could do, and I couldn't quite make it work. When Loopy Pro came out, it was obvious that was going to support things like this template, which is the template I use for almost all chorus songs, and things like this template, which is the template I use for the glitchy, for all of one song regularly. But there's another one that I use for. Is that the one I use? I think that's the one I use. That I use for some other stuff as well, for one other track. And Augustus, it's a brilliant name. It's a brilliant piece of software. Highly recommended, really, really rated it. And until this came along, it was sublimely good. Still is sublimely good. I just don't need it anymore. And there's some things it can do that you can't do with Loopy quite that easily. But I know how to do them in Loopy now, so I might look into doing that. And I was using that for a while. Then Loopy Pro came out, and I instantly, like literally, it came out, and I made some track layouts and was streaming with Loopy as quick as I possibly could, because it just worked. Just so much more convenient for the style of loop I do. And that I'd always I'd watched the Swiss Beatbox guys and doing amazing things with loopers, and Beardy Man, again, doing amazing things with loopers and lots of audio processing. And of course, Ed Sheeran, and didn't really see Damien Rice doing his thing, but I'd seen and heard a few bits. Kavehi from Los Angeles, fabulous. If you search her out, let me just see if I can remember her YouTube nickname. If memory serves, is the person to look out for that. She did some amazing stuff. I think primarily using Ableton Live, and but yeah, some lovely stuff. And I kind of went down that YouTube rabbit hole of live loopers, so I was kind of aware. But I kind of had the I'm not actually that sophisticated at the kind of arrangements that people like Kavehi and lots of the guitar, David Shannon, John Paul music on here, The Distance, who were here last week. I don't do the fancy arrangements, so I do this thing that supports singing in a fairly traditional style with a couple of tracks that do things a bit more non-traditional, shall we say. And Loopy just supports that. I mean, it's developed by a guy who doesn't do loop music at all. He actually plays fiddle and concertina, I think, in Irish sessions around Sydney or Melbourne. So he's not one of these developers that eats his own dog food, so to speak. He's taking cues from the people who use the software and doing amazing things. And that's Michael at A Tasty Pixel. And it's a great piece of software. Not come across Ari at Home, but I will have to now. Yeah. Only Eames is good. I really enjoy. My rap name is Alex. And who else? KI5, who's uses a RC505 for his loops. He's great. So many talented people on this doing their thing on here, and all of them doing it different. I love it to death. I love the fact that there are so many different ways to, we're all of us loopers, but we're all of us doing it differently, and we've all got, I watch those and find myself just in awe of how good they are. I'm not actually on the Audio Bus forum, but I'm on I'm on the support Discord and I get the beta. So there are 9 and 60 ways of constructing tribal layers, and every single one of them is right. Absolutely, Marion. And I found, certainly in the Discord and the Slack, just lovely, supportive people. It's really, really, everyone's like, yeah, it's great, isn't it? Let's do another one. Come all ye maids who live at a distance, many's the mile from off your swain. Come and assist me this very moment, for to pass away some time, singing sweetly and completely songs of pleasure and of light. For my heart is with him more together, though I live not where I am. Every night I dream about him, when I sleep I know around. Every moment thinking about him, my heart afflicted in his breast, and no great distance may be assistance from my mind is like to remain. Yet my heart is with him altogether, though I live not where I lie. How the world will be of one religion, all living things will cease to die. Ere I should prove false to my jewel, or anyway is lost in night, the world may change and grow more strange if ever I my mind remove. For my heart is with him altogether, though I live not where I am. So farewell lads and farewell lasses, now I think I've got my choice. I will away to yonder mountain, where I think I hear his voice. voice, and if he hollow, I will follow around the world, though it be so wide. For my heart is with him altogether, though I live not where I know. Come all you made to live at a distance, pennies the mile from off your sway. Come and assist me this very moment, for to pass away some time, singing sweetly and completely songs of pleasure and of love. For my heart is with him altogether, though I live not where I love. My heart is with him altogether, though I live not where I love. There you go. I live not where I love. There's a video of that clip of that one up on the YouTubes, and I've never managed to do it as well. There's a lovely little bit in the eventual loop that I wish I could work out what the timing is that I need to do to get that again, because it sounds really, really good. When I have to sit and watch it very, very closely and work out where I press the button. But it's different every time, and that's great too. Come with me to the old churchyard. I so well know those paths 'neath the soft green sward. Friends slumbering there, we want to regard. We will trace out their names in the old churchyard. Mourn not for them, their trials are o'er. Oh, I weep for those who will weep no more. For sweet is their sleep, though cold and hard. Their pillows may be in the old churchyard. I know it's vain when friends depart to breathe kind words to a broken heart, and I know that the joy of life is marred when we follow lost friends down to the old churchyard. But were I at rest 'neath yonder tree, why would you weep, my friends, for me? I'm so weary, so wayworn, why would you retard the peace I seek in the old churchyard? I rest in the hope that one bright day my children will watch as their grandchildren play, and their joy and their laughter and blithe disregard will echo instead round the old churchyard. I rest in the hope that one bright day my children will watch as their grandchildren play, and their joy and their laughter and blithe disregard will echo instead round the old churchyard. The old churchyard, with an extra verse that I think, well, I think I'm singing the verse that Faye Heald and John Bowden and Sullivan, the Holler people wrote. But I don't know for sure. It's reconstructed from memory. Yeah. What's to sing? What's to sing? I've sung a lot of religious stuff tonight. I'm a child of the library, it made me who I am. It taught me about freedom and the fellowship of man. I see a story waits for you behind the library door. Don't say we can't afford it anymore. The library's where I've made some friends I've known my whole life through. The Walkers and the Blacketts and the Pevensies so true. Simp the canine, Cannonball, Galadriel the fair, the daughter of a pirate king, and Paddington the bear. I'm a child of the library, it made me who I am. It taught me about freedom and the fellowship of man. I see his story waits for you behind the library door. Don't say we can't afford it anymore. I've travelled south with Shackleton and all his gallant crew, and through the African interior that Mary Kingsley knew. I rode the trackless prairie where bison used to roam. I've flown around the universe not half an hour from home. I'm a child of the library, it made me who I am. It taught me about freedom and the fellowship of man. I see his story waits for you behind the library door. Don't say we can't afford it anymore. And as I grew, the library fed my curiosity. All there for the asking and all of it for free. It's there I found stories I couldn't find at home. It's there I learned I was myself and not my father's clone. I'm a child of the library, it made me who I am. It taught me about freedom and the fellowship of man. I see his story waits for you behind the library door. Don't say we can't afford it anymore. So make friends with your library, don't let it fade away. Teach your kids the library's where they go on Saturdays. Don't let the bastards tell you they will cost too much to save while they're shoveling your taxes down the hole the Tories made. I'm a child of the library, it made me who I am. It taught me about freedom and the fellowship of man. I see his story waits for you behind the library door. Don't say we can't afford it anymore. So make a stand for the library, stand up while you can. Stand up for your freedom, stand for your fellow man. Ignorance is never bliss, don't close the library door, for the library lost is lost forevermore. I'm a child of the library, it made me who I am. It taught me about freedom and the fellowship of man. I see his story waits for you behind the library door. Don't say we can't afford it anymore. Yes, I'm a child of the library, it made me who I am. It taught me about freedom and the fellowship of man. I see his story waits for you behind the library door. Don't say we can't afford it anymore, for a library lost is lost forevermore. There you go, Child of the Library, my hit. I wrote that 10 years ago, maybe 11, can't remember. As the news came through that they were going to close the library that I grew up in and turn it into a community library. It's still hanging in there as a community library, but that's not. They've not got a professional librarian. It's always on a shoestring. It's a terrible thing. These fucking Philistines thinking that libraries are anything that can be cut back. Bastards. That's me, nice and cheery, happy, not remotely political. Oh, no. Hi, Paul. It's all right. You've got at least half an hour to go. So that's quite early for you. Sorry, I didn't announce it widely on the places where you hang out. So that's that's on me. Oh, sorry. Oh, got a little bit of something up my nose. Lift up your heart, Emmanuel's friends, and taste the pleasure Jesus sends. Let nothing cause you to delay, but hasten in the good old way. For I have a sweet hope of glory in my soul. I have a sweet hope of glory in my soul, and I know I feel I have a sweet hope of glory in my soul. Our conflicts here, though great they be, shall not prevent our victory, if we but strive and hope and pray like soldiers in the good old way. And I have a sweet hope of glory in my soul. I have a sweet hope of glory in my soul, and I know I feel I have a sweet hope of glory in my soul. Though Satan may his powers employ, a happiness for to destroy, yet never fear we'll gain the day by marching in the good old way. And I have a sweet hope of glory in my soul. I have a sweet hope of glory in my soul, and I know I feel I have a sweet hope of glory in my soul. Ye valiant souls for heaven contend, remember glory is at the end. Our God will wipe our tears away when we have run the good old way. And I have a sweet hope of glory in my soul. I have a sweet hope of glory in my soul, and I know I feel I have a sweet hope of glory in my soul. And far beyond this mortal shore we'll meet with those who have gone before, and shout to think we've gained the day by marching in the good old way. Yes, I have a sweet hope of glory in my soul. I have a sweet hope of glory in my soul, and I know I feel I have a sweet hope of glory in my soul. Yes, I have a sweet hope of glory in my soul. I have a sweet hope of glory in my soul, and I know I feel I have a sweet hope of glory in my soul. The good old way from the singing of the Watsons. It is an absolute banger, isn't it, Chastity? Absolute banger. And if you've not heard the Watsons singing it, for God's sake, go and do yourself a favour and have a listen, because my God. So we're just it's 9:30. That's good. Time's flown. I've woken up. All's good. All's well. Just a reminder of this link. If you're feeling like chucking some money in the hat, that's the place to do it. And oh God, well, yeah. What a way to break your good old way, duck. Let's say duck. It rhymes with things. Yes, if you're feeling flush and feel like chucking some money in the hat, no obligation, but that's where to do it if you do. Next week, I'm joined by Chantel Smith, ballad singer, shepherdess. No, shepherd. Fuck it. Why do I keep falling into these old people ways of talking? Shepherd, storyteller, all-round lovely person. Filk, I met her on the UK Filk circuit, but like me, she doesn't really sing many Filk songs. She sings traditional songs in front of Filk singers and Filkers. So that's, but yeah, she'll be on. And then the week after that is Russ Chandler, who used to run the Walthamstow Folk Club, but has moved up to Sheffield and now runs, or is now responsible for booking the Crooks Folk Club, because you can take the boy out of the and yes, harpist as well, of course. You can take the boy out of the folk club, but you can't take the folk club out of the boy. So he came up to the north, he came up to Sheffield, South Yorkshire, and is suddenly running another folk club. Who knew that was going to happen? The week after that, don't currently have anyone booked in. The week after that, Emily's coming and we're going to do a live one. That'll be brilliant. And the week after that, I'm not sure. So I need to make sure that there will be people booked in. But yes, there are guests in the offing. What's the world coming to? John Loons will be coming along to one of them I hope at some point. So that's the plan for what's coming up. In the heat of the day when the sun shines so clearly, I met Master Kilby, so fine and so gay. I pulled off my hat and bowed to the ground, and I said, Master Kilby, oh, where are you bound? I'm bound for the west, and in the hopes to find rest in the arms of my dear Nancy, I will build a new nest. She's the fairest of girls, she's the choice of my heart, and her skin shines like silver in every part. And if I were the master at £10,000 in bright gold and silver, or in King William's crowns, I'd part with it all with me own heart so freely. And it's all for the sake of my charming Nancy. I gave her some kisses, it was down by the seashore, and still she lay asking for more. There you go, Master Kilby. Learn from the singing of Nick Jones, a fine and fantastic singer and guitarist and all-round good egg. Oh, yes, applause. It's always nice to see applause in the chat. Thank you very much. Oh, I've just realised I can... I'm going to do something ever so slightly fancy. Hold on a moment. Of course, now I've announced it, it's not quite as fancy as it could be, is it? Look at that. Hey, there we go. I'm just going to show you who's going to be up next week. We're going to have the very splendid and worthwhile This is what's coming up. Bear with me a sec. We're going to be joined by Chantal Smith. Hurrah! Frabjous Joy, Kalukale. In case you're not sure what she looks like. Doing sysadmin with other eyeballs. Well, the great thing about music streams is you don't have to do music with your eyeballs. Yay, Chantal, yes. So clearly you brought an eyeball over. Or you may, no, hang on, let's give that a bit of, or you may moan in plaintive tone your gormless modern tune, but I will roar along the shore beneath a blood-red moon, and songs that Nelson sailors sang will ring across the wave, and 50,000 sailor men will join my chorus brave, a chorus brave and tarry that savours of the sea, and 50,000 sailor men will rise and sing with me. The old songs, yes, the old songs that gave our fathers joy, the songs they sang till the welkin rang when Nelson was a boy, or in the dusty sunlit barn a farmer's song I'll sing, a country rhyme to the rhythmic time of flails that thump and swing all up and down the threshing floor to win that golden grain, and 50,000 thresher men will join my bold refrain, a bold refrain and fearless that springs from English soil, and 50,000 thresher men will join my song of toil. The old songs, yes, the old songs that gave our fathers joy, the songs they sang till the welkin rang when Nelson was a boy, or in the depth of Selachur reclining on a bench, when I've dispersed the honest thirst that ale alone can quench, I will wake the vaulted echoes wide in praise of barley brew, and 50,000 drinking men will join my chorus true, a chorus true and hearty of hops and barley malt, and 50,000 drinking men will prove they're worth their salt. The old songs, yes, the old songs that gave our fathers joy, the songs they sang till the welkin rang when Nelson was a boy. The old songs, yes, the old songs that gave our fathers joy, the songs they sang till the welkin rang when Nelson was a boy. They will echo onward down the years and never, never fade, while 50,000 singing men will never be afraid to raise their lusty voices high, their spirits to revive, and tell to all eternity we're glad that we're alive. The old songs by words by Bob Copper, tune by Peter Bellamy, and as fine a combination I cannot think. It's an absolute banger. You're absolutely right, Marion. A complete banger. Need to learn that with Emily, definitely. That would be good. It's not on our actual learning list at the moment, but yeah, it would be good if it were. Heel ya ho, boys, let her go, boys, bring her head round into the weather. Heel ya ho, boys, let her go, boys, sailing homeward to Mingley. What care we, boys, how white the minches? What care we, boys, the wind and weather? When we know that every inch is closer homeward to Mingley. Heel ya ho, boys, let her go, boys, bring her head round into the weather. Heel ya ho, boys, let her go, boys, sailing homeward to Mingley. Wives are waiting by the pierhead, gazing seaward from the heather. Bring her head round and we'll anchor ere the sun sets on Mingley. Heel ya ho, boys, let her go, boys, bring her head round into the weather. Heel ya ho, boys, let her go, boys, sailing homeward to Mingley. Heel ya ho, boys, let her go, boys, bring her head round into the weather. Heel ya ho, boys, let her go, boys, sailing homeward to Mingley. Sailing homeward to Mingley. That's the Mingley boat song, which has one of the best choruses I know. Well, we're on the run in, Marion. It's I pick out all the ones that people like at this point in the evening. Indulge myself earlier on, sing all sorts of stuff. But and indeed, I'm indulging myself now as well. What to sing, what to sing. So many choices at this point in the evening. Oh, the rain, it rains all day long. Bold Riley, oh, bold Riley. And them northern winds, they blow so strong. Bold Riley, oh, has gone away. Goodbye, my sweetheart, goodbye, my dear, oh, bold Riley, oh, bold Riley. Goodbye, my darling, goodbye, my dear, oh, bold Riley, oh, has gone away. homeward bound for the Bengal Bay. Bold Riley, oh bold Riley, get bending, me lads, 'tis a hell of a way. Bold Riley, oh, has gone away. Goodbye, my sweetheart, goodbye, my dear, oh. Bold Riley, oh, bold Riley, goodbye, my darling, goodbye, my dear, oh. Bold Riley, oh, has gone away. Oh, the anchor's weighed and the sails are all set. Bold Riley, oh, bold Riley, and them Liverpool girls will not forget. Bold Riley, oh, has gone away. Goodbye, my sweetheart, goodbye, my dear, oh. Bold Riley, oh, bold Riley, goodbye, my darling, goodbye, my dear, oh. Bold Riley, oh, has gone away. Oh, cheer up, Mary, don't look glum. Bold Riley, oh, bold Riley, come White Stocking Day, you'll be drinking rum. Bold Riley, oh, has gone away. My dear, oh, bold Riley, oh, has gone away. Oh, bollocks. Goodbye, my sweetheart, goodbye, my dear, oh. Bold Riley, oh, bold Riley, goodbye, my darling, goodbye, my dear, oh. Bold Riley, oh, has gone away. Bollocks. Bold Riley, oh, has gone away. Oops. Tried to get fancy, fucked it up. Yeah, that'll teach me. Don't get fancy. Bum ba da da bum ba da da bum ba da da. Oh, that's wrong. Wrong. Set up the wrong thing. Yes. Bum ba da da 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 bum ba da. Come on, you maidens young and fair. On you who are blooming in your prime, always beware and keep your garden fair. Man, steal away your time. Thought a precious thing, and time brings all things to my mind. Time with all its labour, and time with all its Time brings all things to an end. I had a bunch of time. It flourished by night and by day. There came a lusty sailor along with all his charms. He stole my bunch of time away. And time, it is a precious thing. And time brings all things to my mind. Time with all its labours, and time with all its charms. Time brings all things to an end. God was standing by. I bid him to choose for me. He chose me the lily, the violet and the pink. But I did refuse all things. Oh, time, it is a precious thing. And time brings all things to my mind. Time with all its labours, and time with all its charms. Time brings all things to an end. Yes, time, it is a precious thing. And time brings all things to my mind. Time with all its labours, and time with all its joys. Time brings all things to an end. Time brings all things to an end. Oh, Marion, you're going to have to write the rest of that now. I really ought to make that the last song, didn't I? I'm not going to. Don't worry. I'm not stopping just yet. But I ought to promote that to last song because it definitely wants to be an end, doesn't it? With that verse and that chorus. It's all about shagging. So many folk songs are all about shagging. This is another one that's about shagging. My sweetheart, come along, don't you hear the sweet song, the sweet notes of the nightingale play? You shall hear the fond tale of the sweet nightingale as she sings in the valley below. As she sings in the valley below. Pretty Betsy, don't fail, I will carry your pail, and it's home to your cot we will go, where you shall hear the fond tale of the sweet nightingale as she sings in the valley below. as she sings in the valley below. Pray leave me alone, I have hands of my own, and along with you, sir, I'll not go. For to hear the fond tale of the sweet nightingale, as she sings in the valley below, as she sings in the valley below. Pray sit yourself down with me on the ground, on this bank where those primroses blow, and you shall hear the fond tale of the sweet nightingale, as she sings in the valley below, as she sings in the valley below. Well, he kept up such talk till he got kicked in the fork, and he fell where those stinging nettles grow. And she is still not afraid to go down in the shade, nor to walk in the valley below, nor to walk in the valley below. I wonder. Walk in the valley below. Pretty bad. I'm just working the thing out. My sweetheart, come along, don't you hear the fond song, the sweet notes of the nightingale play? You shall hear the fond tale of the sweet nightingale, as she sings in the valley below, as she sings in the valley below. Pretty Betsy, don't fail, I will carry your pail, and along to your cot we will go, and you shall hear the fond tale of the sweet nightingale, as she sings in the valley below, as she sings in the valley below. That repeats. I can make that. I can use that as a refrain and actually do harmonies with myself. That's sorry. I just I can do that. That'll work. If I start from below, there are slight changes. Well, we'll work it out. Oh God, I hope Michael sorts that buzz out someday. It's just an annoyance with the way that one-shot clips work. Right, yeah, I think it's time for the last song of the night. Before we go, I'll do my usual thanks and reminder of this year link. If you're feeling like chucking money in the hat, and I'm going to go and look at Come on, give me a keyboard. So I would like to thank Edwin B., Nitronomicon, and the anonymous Ko-fi supporter earlier on who chucked some money in the hat. If you too feel like chucking some money in the hat, that's the link to follow. Thank you, all of you, for your kind support. It's just delightful. It's really good to know that people enjoy what you're doing, and I know that you're in chat and you're saying things, but there's nothing quite says I enjoy what you're doing like cold hard cash. It's one of those. It's impossible to interpret it any other way. I'm going to finish with this. I don't think I've finished with this one for a while. This is a Dave Webber song. It's not the parting song, it's the Blackbird, for those who know my repertoire. Wrong season, don't care. As I rose up at break of day, all from beside my true love, I heard a blackbird sing his song, as beautiful as new love. There's not a court in all the world has heard a sound so rich, and ne'er a song has e'er been sung that has such perfect pitch. As I walked out this autumn morn, just as the sun was rising, and all the world with dew was hung, and the trees like silver shining, there's not a court in all the world has treasures fair as these, and ne'er a diamond shone so bright as sunlight through the trees. And later on this autumn day, I saw a tree fire burning, the leaves like flames of red and gold. They set my heart a yearning. And then I heard another song from deep within my heart, awaiting just one touch of love before it made a start. After love I ask of life just one simple thing, pray never let me see the day that will not let me sing. Here you go, The Blackbird by Dave Webber. Ha. Don't worry about it, Paul. It's only if you have it to spare, it's lovely. But if you don't have it to spare, for God's sake, don't. Just as you have to rake leaves, because of course it's autumn in Australia, isn't it? Time zones are weird. Hemispheres are weirder. Of all the money that e'er I spent it in good company. And of all the harm that e'er I done, I own it was to none but me. And all I've done for want of wit, to memory now I can't recall. So fill to me the parting glass. Good night and joy be with you all. If I had money enough to spend, and leisure for to sit a while, there is a fair maid in this town, who surely has my heart beguiled. Her rosy cheeks, her ruby lips, I own she has my heart in thrall. So fill to me the parting glass. Good night and joy be with you all. And all the comrades ere I had, they were sorry at my going away. And all the sweethearts ere I had, they would wish me one more day to stay. But since it falls unto my lot that I should rise and you should not. I'll gently rise and softly call. Good night and joy be with you all. I'll gently rise and softly call. Good night and joy be with you all.